Hello, welcome to Retro Toy Princess. I am Allison Troy, and happy Friday. We are here. Excuse me while I get a little bit more coffee. Hello, Oz. Lovely to see you. Yep, let's get this weekend started, like Pink said, and Debbie Deb. That's amazing. Congratulations and welcome, Chris. And hello, Muriel. Thank you. Lovely to see you today. So yeah, we are going to do a Friday live stream, and we are working on the 1984 Masters of the Universe coloring book. And we're going to work on this page today. I say we. I'm going to work on this and you're going to watch. And Man-at-Arms, sort of in a weapons room in Grayskull. Fun picture. Not necessarily one I would do for a short, but definitely a fun one to color and do live while I chat. And of course, I've scanned it, printed it up on my bougie paper, and I'm going to use my bougie fancy Prismacolors on it. So, hello, Brendan. Lovely to see you. Thank you for popping in. I haven't had to talk most of today, so I'm still waking up a little bit. So yeah, lovely to see everyone. Thank you for arriving. This is sort of a big weekend. This weekend marks sort of 1 year of me doing YouTube content regularly. So got a couple things happening. We're doing today is sort of one of my normal Friday live streams, and then Sunday morning I'll be on early at 10 a.m. with the Toy Sorceress from Toy Habits. We're gonna do some Super Friends. Tomorrow, the last of the daily coloring shorts that I started doing 1 year ago goes live at like 4 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And for anyone who missed any of those, I have made a handy playlist with all of them. And the last one will be on there once it goes live. It's there now. You just can't see it until it goes live. So they're all there. And you will see that it's like 368 or 69, because there are a few days I did a few extra shorts because it got a little crazy for a while there, but they're all there. So yeah, and then tomorrow I'm going to be doing, I haven't made the thumbnail and I haven't quite set it all up, but I'm calling it Happy Hour Pre-Party. And I'm going to do a little bit of a live stream just to sort of mark specifically 1 year on YouTube. And it's basically a pre-party before the Clubhouse tomorrow night. So I will definitely be joining Clubhouse tomorrow night. So it's a big fun weekend. So hopefully everyone is around and can participate in various ways. Hello, Andrew. Lovely to see you. Did Andrew remind me if did the Visionaries video you and Ken are working on go live yet, or is it just that because I'm one of Ken's Patreons, I was able to see that early? Not sure. But if it's live right now, once we're done here, you should go watch Toy Connections, The Visionaries. If it's not live yet, you need to go watch it as soon as it's live. It's pretty good. Andrew, I think it's your first collab with somebody, but Andrew popped on and did a collab with Ken for Visionaries, and it was pretty epic. So if it's live, go watch it. If it's not, go subscribe to Ken if you haven't and set that notification so you can go watch it as soon as it hits. It's a solid video. Okay, so later in August. So anyway, it's really good. It's got the Allison Troy stamp of approval, and I don't like channels that are assholes. So yeah, good content. So yeah, it probably is later in August. It may not even be that it's Patreon. It may just be because I was like, hey, Ken, here's somebody who would be good for Visionaries. I think I may have got to see it early for that reason. So Anyway, 2 thumbs up, fine holiday fun. The whole family will love it, even though Visionaries is one of those properties where a lot of people just don't like it for some reason. It's a great video. Good job, Andrew. Good job, Ken. Maybe Ken will pop in at some point. But yeah, so 100% recommend. Yeah, I think that's that's the fun thing about as busy and crazy as everything has been for me. It's like it's all sort of blurred together. I had a moment this morning when I just kicked the camera. Apologies. I had this moment when I woke up this morning because I programmed all of the last of the daily shorts a couple weeks ago, and there are some. I kicked it again. Let me reposition my leg. Oh, sorry everyone. And there, yeah, like I'm not gonna stop doing shorts. I'm just not gonna have one every effing day. And I went in and looked this morning when I was, in analytics on YouTube, and saw sort of the gap between the one that hits tomorrow for the last of the daily ones and the ones that are just, the 2 or 3 I have for the rest of the month of July. And for a moment I was like, oh my God, I need to do all these short. And then I'm like, no, I don't need to do any more shorts for this month. I'm done. I have one piece of content for sure that's going to happen in July that I finished filming last night. I just need to edit. And that's going to be fun. I'll talk more about that tomorrow. And then I have something that, depending on how San Diego Comic-Con goes, I may have a video to drop after Comic-Con. But it's really interesting because it's the first time since I started doing YouTube for the last year where I'm really just completely caught up for the entire month and don't need to worry about any content for. I mean, I'm still gonna film stuff because I actually like the coloring part of it. Like, it's not like, there are definitely some days where it's like, oh, I have to color because I just want to stay in bed. But for the most part, I like it. So, like I'm gonna, after the stream, I'm gonna make dinner. But I'm gonna set everything up and film a few things for August. Just because, OCD, overachiever. I don't know how not to work, I think that's something we all fall into sometimes. Yeah, exactly. And that's sort of the video. It is. I enjoy it. It's a fun property. Exactly, and that's the thing with the video is it's like I do toy content as well as the color. Yeah, and all of my coloring is toy content related. But my first videos that were long form were all about Masters of the Universe Origin. So it's like I have a Origins video that I wrote back in like January. But I was like, well, let me wait until San Diego Comic-Con before I actually do anything with this because Comic-Con may change all of it. And I try to gear one toward evergreen content. But also just because depending on what they announce, it's a lot more work. If they don't announce some of the stuff that is in the script, if they announce it, I can like, depending on what they announce, there are like 3 or 4 pages of content. And like a page of stuff works out to like a minute or 2 of video. So fingers crossed they announce a lot of stuff so the video is just short and sweet. And I don't really like making, as it stands, it's like a 23 to 30 minute video of just me like talking, and I hate just me talking videos. So so the coloring is fun. I get to talk a little bit about whatever it is in the character or whatever, and then I color something with music. It's like, for me, it's perfect. So you've ever wondered why I make content the way I do, it's because it's what I want to watch. I make content for myself. And if the rest of you enjoy it, that's exciting. But the stage. Yeah. You did. You had those. You had that run of shorts for a while there, Chris, with the superpowers. So, right. Yep. I'm definitely. I've got Saturday blocked out next week. Oz, and we'll chat about that some point this weekend. But I don't have any plans for next Saturday, just for that reason. So we will definitely be chatting. I was gonna message you after the stream today. So yeah. So anyway, because I had some ideas about where I could sort of jump in to help you out. So we'll talk after stream. Anyway, as you can see, I'm coloring this as though he is in Castle Grayskull. Man at Arms is in Grayskull in a weapons room getting stuff. So, and I've laid out all the green for the walls of Grayskull. I almost said an article. I read this post where somebody was complaining, I don't understand why Castle Grayskull is always green if it's gray. And somebody explained the way, like, stuff, like the way rocks will turn green over time, even if they're gray. And I was just like, wow, what if only people learned stuff, paid attention in science class, they would have known why that is. But anyway, I'm sure he's a good person. He's got a good heart. It was just funny, like, how baffled this person was about why Grayskull is green and not gray. And he was like, there was a picture of it, like, in, like before when it was brand new where it was still gray, but now it's green. I don't understand. And it's just like, whoa. This is what happens when you don't pay attention in science class. That's actually, though, Andrew, for your channel and your content where you're talking about sort of these unproduced figures, that's a really good, that's a solid video for you to do at the end of the year. Like, it's not even some people do a year-end video where it's like, really, I don't think we needed this, Carl. But for your content, it makes perfect sense because there is stuff that's going to get announced this year. Toy lines, characters, so you can, that would actually be, I think, in my opinion, a fun end of year video to watch where you sort of hear all the characters I covered this year. Here's who got released, who didn't, here's what I think the chances are for the next year. I 100% support you doing that. That would be a lot of fun, I think. Also, I didn't expect that I would finish this page today just because of all the rocks, but I might. So if I do, I have Trapjaw catching a bird in a net. Well, it's supposed to be Zor. Sorry, it's early for me and my accent almost slid out. But anyway, so if I finish this, I'll start this one because this is Zor from the early concept when he was a he and not the sorceress transformed. So, but I probably won't finish this one because once I start getting into fussing with these rocks, it'll probably be a challenge to finish. But just in case, I've got a back out to start on. Oops. Hello, Rolando. Lovely to see you. Thank you for popping in. Yeah, I think that exactly. It would be really fun with cops if they actually did that. So that would be really cool. So just catching up really quick. Yeah, Frenzy was really fun last night. It was nice to see. Um, there's just good conversation last night. I was working on a video, so I didn't chat as much as I wanted to, but it was fun to just sort of listen in. I also had Lawrence and Michael from Toy Habits on another screen, so there were a few points where it was a lot of noise, but that one is good too. So if you watched Frenzy last night, but not Lawrence and Michael, go watch that. And if you watch Lawrence and Michael last night, go watch Frenzy because they both um, were really good times. I had to go back and catch a few parts on both of them this morning that I missed because I was engaged with one or the other, and also trying to finish a page for a video so that July is done and in the can. And so, yeah, it was a good one. Well, and it's, because Lauren's asked questions that, don't always come up, especially with the type of content Michael and the Toy Sorceress do. It's not like there is as much time to sort of dig down into. It's not like with the, Clubhouse where, like some nights it's just us sitting there talking about things and like, like it's the friends you made along the way because sometimes it's not even toy related. It's just us talking. But that's not, Toy Habits is, breaking news. And it's really interesting to hear, like Michael and I are friends and talk, but there's a lot of stuff he chatted with about Lawrence that I had no clue about. So it was really cool. It was definitely a good episode. So anyway. So yeah, just layering all the green into the walls of Grayskull. Because of this particular book, I realize I've done a lot of videos with sort of the walls of Grayskull. And I'm not complaining, it's just funny because definitely whenever I was planning my channel, this time last year, I was just sort of starting with the shorts. Had no clue what kind of coloring content I was really going to do, just that I was going to do the coloring. I definitely did not foresee coloring as much Castle Grayskull as I have. So it's been really, it's a lot of stuff you just, as you start making content, making videos and stuff, there's a lot of stuff that just kind of happens that you didn't, sort of fun rabbit holes to go down. So, but I feel like I'm pretty happy with how Grayskull comes out these days. So, yeah. So just wrapping up the last of this second layer of green. And I am using Prismacolor. This is spring green that I'm using right here for those who watch and care. There are people who watch this for the coloring of it. So it's spring green on top of a sap green. And now I'm going to go in with olive green, but I need to sharpen it. So let's see. Oh. Yep, Clubhouse generally is a super fun time. So yeah, I'm just going in with the olive green and darken it up in places. Mainly around the rocks. So the grout in between, it would be grout, or would it be? No, I don't think it would be cog. But yeah, I'm go in and sort of darken it and give it some shadow. Oh yeah, and that's a reminder. Go into the brand really quick. And we're going to put on the music. I forgot to do this last time. Put some music on in the background because that helps me. Because even though you guys can hear me, I can't hear you. So it sounds really quiet to me, which throws me off. So the music is helpful to me. Hello, Todd. Welcome. It's good to see you today. Hope you're having a good Friday. It's funny, I also, because this is sort of where my brain is this week as I get ready for 1 year, the end of 1 year. I'm over 700 subscribers now, which is really cool, but also just how did that happen? It's like one day I was out, I remember when I hit 200, messaging Kayla and being like, oh my God, I hit 200. And it's weird to hit that many subscribers. And so, in a good way, it's a good weird. It just, I don't know. I started doing this and I didn't think anybody would care about the stuff I was doing. And it's been really fun that, people are finding me and enjoying it. So I am very appreciative that you guys enjoy my weird nerdery and my particular oddball corner of where toys and coloring meet. So. Hey, Payne. Yep. Yeah, I remember that. I caught that. I had a slight panic attack when I saw the dates. Yep, there's going to be a 24-hour stream the weekend of Comic-Con, so it's going to be fun. You should join us at some point, Payne. I know you're kind of taking a break again for good reason. I'm not, no pressure, but it would be a fun time if we could pop on at some point during the 24 hours for a little bit. But also understood if life is still too hectic for you to make that happen. We just like having you around, sure. Oh God. Yeah, it's a funny joke, but no, I could not take over for 18 hours. It's funny, I was chatting with somebody from my real life recently who was very much sort of oh my gosh, I can't believe you're doing this because you're such an introvert. And it's like, yeah, for a couple of hours here and there, I can fake being an extrovert, but I couldn't do it for 18 hours. It's kind of why I like a lot of the content I make, because a lot of it is just sort of being able to sit at my art table and listen to several of you in chat on YouTube talking about stuff, or listen to listen to audiobooks or put on Netflix. So I cannot do it. When we did the last time I did Clubhouse for I took over for my birthday, I was on it from start to finish. And I think it was we did 7-8 hours, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, Oz, but I was on there the whole time, and I usually pop in to Clubhouse a little bit later, or I pop in early and then leave a little early. And I was on from start to finish, and the next day, I was really glad that I had a pre-record for my normal Sunday stream, because I was just completely wiped the next day from like all of that socialization. So yeah, I would love to take over for 18 hours at some point, but I don't think. I mean, if we went quiet and it was just ASMR for you guys listening to me color in the music, then maybe we could do 18 hours, but I can't listen to myself for 18 hours. I wouldn't inflict that on anyone. Someone did ask me at one point if I was going to do like real-time coloring with like music, and I've thought about maybe doing a test video to see if anybody would watch that. So if you guys see like a 4-hour video go up of me coloring in real time, and that's something you don't want to watch, don't click on it. Even though I could use we could all use the watch time. don't click on it, because it would just encourage me. No, in a perfect world, I would take over Oz's stream for 18 hours. I'm not that sassy. I believe it is. Oz will reach out, and there's planning to do so. We'll definitely check in, but I'm pretty sure we can accommodate that. I'm pretty sure. So. But yeah, I think everyone who does any sort of this is funny, and this could just be because I'm a little, older than the average person doing YouTube. See a lot of people, like younger people, like this isn't necessarily people like myself who are Gen X or elder millennial, but a lot of younger people really hooked up on this, like I'm gonna finger quote authenticity. Like they seem really real, but it's like there's no way to be really real if you're. And I don't think it would be healthy for someone to be like real, actually their real authentic self all the time on the internet. I think that, I don't know. It's going to be interesting over the next few years, now that sort of online culture has reached the current existence of it. The whole parasocial side of things, because I see a lot more so with younger people than older people, a really intense parasocialness where they really, really, really want to feel like they're getting to know the real person. And if the person is not at all real, they feel very betrayed. And it's just like, nobody's really real all the time. Everyone sort of has to affect certain personality, things to sort of make it through their day. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how that evolves. I'm pretty close to. It's very close to what you see is what you get. I'm just not quite as. I don't even know. I'm far more. Sometimes my sassiness is way more mean in real life. There's not as much filtering sometimes, and it's not like on purpose. It's just it comes out very dark and very cynical. So it's something I have worked on. As I get older, it's less so, because as you get older, you either get more bitter or you get less bitter. And I've been less bitter the last few years as I get older. A little bit more cynical, but less bitter. So. Yeah, exactly. Like it's also easier. I mean, like my experience is it's a lot easier when you've got sort of the camera between you. It's easy for me right now because there is no camera on me. It's on the page, so I don't have to worry about. I don't know. Like I have a slight facial tick that happens every so often. Over, as I get older, that happens. Um, I also have gotten to the point, like every so often, I'm sure people have noticed. I don't even notice it anymore, but I do have sort of a twitch that happens in my hand every so often. I was editing a video the other day and I saw it, and I had gotten to a point where I hadn't really noticed it. It was just because I was slowing it up and like going through and trimming out extra bits so that it would be like short and concise video. And I've got like 20 Shira coloring page videos, which were the first things I filmed, that are just sitting half edited because I was going in second by second and removing every twitch, every flaw. And this is part of what's been really good about doing a short one time lapse covers a lot of that because you can't see the little things. But it also helped me sort of let go of a lot of the hyperfixation on flaws. Like, once I sit down to start working through all 20 of those Shira videos, those are 4 to 6 hours of coloring. Once I sit down and start editing them again, it's going to be a lot easier just because I'm not going to be as, oh my gosh, my hand twitch. People are going to think, what's wrong with her? It's like, who cares? If somebody comments like you twitch, it's just like, yeah, people who are old twitch. And the glove I wear is not 100% fashion choice, peeps. Some of it is because it's helpful for the hand and wrist. So I don't know, it's little stuff like that, I think. Yeah, I have a harder time with parties. But parties are awkward. And I think the thing with parties is a lot of it is it's often mixed company, so you don't always know everyone. Sometimes people there, you do know them, but you don't like them. Or they don't like you, but it's, like they're a friend of a friend, or, they came with somebody, or maybe, some of us just aren't. I used to have one of the Carls who would get really mad at me because I was like, it's not super friendly in the beginning. Like, I was very standoffish and like, people would be put off by that, and I'm like, I don't care. I don't know who this person is. You've brought a person into my house. I don't know who they are. I'm not just going to be warm and welcoming to some stranger. And just because you've brought them, you're not. I mean, it's not like he was a super trustworthy person either. So it's like, you're shitty. Your friends could be shitty. So. But my party survival skill / tip is find the one person who is as sarcastic as you are and go hang out with them in a corner so you can just like talk smack about people until you feel more confident, and then can go and socialize. So, it's like in Still Magnolias where Clarice says, it's like my mama used to say, if you ain't got nothing nice to say, come sit by me. So, just find someone you can be a little shady with in a corner until you like have worked out all of that, and then go be social. Asphalt party tip number 17. That's interesting. Yeah, I don't necessarily have issues with alcohol. But I have in the past over relied on alcohol to help me feel more social, which is it's a form of alcohol abuse, but it's not the same as having an alcohol issue. Because people who don't have issues with alcohol can just stop drinking it and they're fine. But I have in the past, when I was in a position where I had to go to a lot of parties and had to socialize a lot, I would over medicate with alcohol to sort of lubricate the situation. And I don't miss that. I didn't enjoy sort of having to have drinks to sort of be able to relax enough to go and work or crowd or whatever. Like that always sort of felt weird. But you know, like, yeah, so I definitely can relate to that, and it's not something I miss. I think the last time I had a couple glasses of champagne for my birthday on the stream, and I had several bottles, and there's still like 3 or 4 bottles of champagne. So one of my friends had her book launch party right before the pandemic. And she had like all the champagne she had bought for her book launch party at her house. And then she didn't invite anyone because she's like, I hate people. That's why we're friends. So she gave me like 15 bottles of champagne that I've just slowly worked on since like 2019. And I had like some champagne during that live stream. And when the bottle was done, I was just like, I'm done. Like, he was like, I just wanted to have a little champagne to mark the auspicious occasion of surviving another revolution around the sun. And that people who have issues would not have been able to stop. So, I don't know. I have a friend who is not an alcoholic but pretends that they are when they just overindulge in stuff for other reasons. So, and they have an issue with responsible consumption, but they can actually just stop drinking. But once they start drinking, then that's what the problem is. So, anyway, it's not what anyone expected to hear today, but it's what an awesome choice stream is like. Hello, Ryan. Excellent. Good to hear. Well, hi, Aaron. And Kim. Yeah, not everyone can do it. A good point. Sometimes it's apples and sometimes it's bodies. So hopefully it's apples. Because you can make a good pie with apples. You can't make a good pie with bodies. I mean, let's not even, yeah, I don't. It's still too early in my day to think about that, so. But yeah, so. Just finishing up the floor of Castle Grayskull here. Yep, school is not great. Probably because you had a stinkor. The stinkor had that stench too. So you would have seeped out into everything else. Yeah, that's kind of how it works for some people. At least you're aware of that, Oz. Not everyone gets that. College is good like that for some people. Well, you know, Ken, sometimes because of alcohol, you get on the wrong bus and end up in Ontario. I know we have 2 Canadians at least. Yeah, just Stinkor came like that. Stinkor and Mossman, where they put the actual smell in the. I would assume though, in the height of Stinkor and Mossman being made, the entire factory probably smelled like that. Any figures they were making had a little bit of lingering smell. So I'm just going to go in with that lighter green again and sort of just add a little bit more to these rocks back here so they can pop a little bit more. Yeah, good job the other night, Chris, on Dolphin City tonight. I rewatched that as replay, and you did a great job. Not that I didn't think you would, but it was nice to see you sort of on there with the points. So hopefully you pop up on there more when they talk superpowers. I know you will be here in August, so we're going to color some Supergirl, because August is the 40th anniversary of the Supergirl movie. So you know I'm going to be doing some Supergirl content because nobody else is doing it. And then Andrew is going to also be here in August. So, well, not on a Friday, but on a Sunday, so. We'll have to try to fit some why was there no Supergirl and Superpowers chat in, Chris, when you're here. And we can talk about that even more when you're here, Andrew. We'll just make it a whole, like, sure, we could drag McFarlane, but let's drag Kinner, too, for doing the same damn thing. Nice. Yeah, we hadn't decided on a date. I have and I sent you the blackout dates on my side, so once we'll get it sorted. We still have a couple weeks to get that all figured out. So, it'll be fun. I think I'm happy with my rocks. We should start with the shelf and some weapons. From the shelf. Alright, for the shelf, I'm going to start with, it's called Sand. because it's like the color of sand. But I like using this for wood. I'm going to use that for this, and then the handles of things. So we'll do this all at once. Except for that, I'm going to make the sword handle like gold or some sort of metal. I'm going to do the axe handle as wood, and all three of the spheres. Yep, you do, and that's going to be a maze. And yeah, Kenner was hit or miss. Like, there's a certain point where Kenner became pretty bad about, but it's really sort of kicked in during sort of the Superpowers to Mask era, which is right around the time they were bought out by Tom. So. Oh, I'll have to go check that out. Hello, Jay Bartlett. Lovely to see you. How are you? You kept me company this morning while I was doing a little bit of work that I needed to do before I could start my weekend. So thank you for that. I need to get you on at some point. You can come on and we'll color something and chat. I keep meaning to. Now that my vacation time is over, I keep meaning to reach out to a couple of y'all, but yeah, I should get you on here. But I hope you're having a good day. Sweet. Oh. But, yep, and for those of you who may not know, go check Jay's channel out. You guys, are you doing the, oh gosh, I'm spacing on, where you rank the toys tonight? Or is that on Thursdays? Anyway, go check out Jay's channel because he does, not only does he stream game stuff, which I enjoy watching in the morning when I'm having my coffee and getting started for the day, but also his toy ranking stuff is a lot of fun, so definitely check it out. And this is, I forgot to, for those who do check this out for the coloring part, this is just light umber. Get a little bit of that down. And now I'm going to go in with burnt ochre, which I still think of as creme brulee because it's got the French name on here that is ochre brulee. And my French is terrible, which is why Canada doesn't want me. So, because half of Canada speaks French. So yes, it's tonight. So definitely check it out if you have. I'm gonna say most of you guys know who Jay is, though. So, I mean, Jay was on. You were on Payne's one of Payne's episodes. So yeah, sorry. Everyone knows who Jay is. They're like, Allison, just be quiet. You were the last one to know because you're oblivious. But anyway, go check it out if you don't know who he is, if you're like me and were clueless until recently. Alright, and then we've got the wood and all of the spears is done. So I'm going to do the axe and a few of the spheres in silver, but I'm going to do the shield, the helmet, and the sword handle gold. So one of these spheres will be gold. So I'm going to start working on sort of the gold effect. I'm going to do this one gold. I'm going to do this part of the spear gold, but the rest will be silver when I get back to it. And that one will just be all silver. And this helmet, I'm going to do the bulk of the helmet, sort of this gold bronzy color. And as well as the weird wing on the side. So. And the shield will also, is going to end up being for gold. I'm going to do a few different gold techniques so that they're not all the same gold. Just because the story I have made in my head for this page is that this is in Grayskull, and Man-at-Arms has found a weapons room and he's raiding it. And it's just various different weapons. Because at the time this was done, it was before the sorceress was in Grayskull. So this was when Grayskull was still sort of like a neutral place, and whoever controlled Grayskull controlled the universe. So the fun thing about this coloring book is it has art from pre-filmation and then post-filmation mixed into it. So, and I prefer pre-filmation Masters of the Universe. Just a little bit more fun to me. So for the gold, for the spear and the shield, I'm going to use one gold effect, and for that I'm going to use Tuscan Red. I'm just going to go in and sort of along the edges there. And then over here, just sort of do like the reflection of it. And I'll do a different gold effect on the helmet and the other gold stuff. A couple different ways that I have, over the last year of doing shorts daily, I've done gold. Just because I get bored doing it the exact same way. Now I'm going in with the burnt ochre over the Tuscan Red. I'm just going to sort of blend it a little bit. I'm now going in with our old friend, Spanish Orange. And I'm just going to use that to blend the ochre, the deco yellow, and the Tuscan red. So that it looks like sort of a really reddish gold. And then I'm going to bring that out onto the edge. This is a version of when I do C3PO, how I do the C3PO gold sometimes. And then other times I do it different ways. Well, hello, welcome Boba Heads. Thank you. And then just the same thing over here on the shield. Excellent. Very good to know. Thank you, Andrew. I know what I'm doing after the stream. Hi, Tony. Thank you for popping in. I need to also message you. We're overdue for you coming back. I have better mask stuff for us to color next time you come. Since last time the mask stuff that I had was not super great. So. No, I'll need to go. Thank you, Andrew, because I definitely am needing some loyal subjects. I am really feeling like I want to go all in on their, especially the 5-inch strawberry shortcake and Rainbow Bright stuff. One of the reasons as a kid Rainbow Bright wasn't as appealing was because all they had were the giant rag dolls, and at the point that hit, I was not doing rag dolls. I was way too old for that sort of thing, but if they had had them in scale with strawberry shortcake, I would have been all over that. So I like the Care Bear, those posable figures in the miniatures, because I can mix those with my strawberry shortcake stuff. Right, I'm now going to go in just with lemon yellow and sort of do it like a burnish of the stuff of all of the colors I've already put down into the shield. Sorry, words are hard right now. All right, and then we have a really red gold for the shield. Let's finish this one up over here. Yeah, I actually have been looking at the boss fight strawberry shortcake stuff, and I think I want to add some of those because the accessories on those are so good that I'm willing to pay a little bit extra for figures I feel a little ambivalent about because the accessories are so good. Right? And good accessories go a real long way. Alright, so for the helmet, the sword hilt, and this other bit of gold, I'm going to go to a slightly different gold look. Just need to figure out where I put it. So for this, I'm going to use goldenrod, and I'm going to use the burnt ochre again. I'm going to use the burnt ochre sort of the way that I used that Tuscan red on the last one, just to sort of put some color down. And now I'm going to go in with goldenrod and sort of blend like I did on this one. I'm going to try to go a little bit lighter because I want this to be a brighter gold than this darker reddish one. So I don't want to quite get as dark as I got over here. Now I'm going to go in with canary yellow and just bring in a really bright yellowish gold. Thank you, Tom. Yeah, I like to like it. Well, it was before you got here, but I didn't do this one as a short because shorts need to be a little bit more exciting. But I really like this page just because he's in an armory doing weapony things. Yeah, definitely those two are on the because I don't think. I mean, I could be wrong. The loyal subjects could completely contradict me here, and if so, I'm living for it. But I don't feel like they're necessarily going to deliver Sour Grapes and Purple Pie Man as well as those boss fight figures look. Yeah, totally. So I don't I have not figured out what color I should do the eagle and the little plume on top of the helmet. Does anyone have any ideas? It just can't be green because there's are yellow because there's so much green and yellow. Like a bright color. I was thinking orange, maybe purple, or perhaps blue, but I don't know. So if anyone has ideas on that, feel free to share. It needs a little bit more color, especially because Duncan is green and sort of a shade of the gold. His helmet is blue, but otherwise it's mostly the same color. So it would be really nice for that to have a nice pop of color in it. So if anyone has any ideas, please let me know. And I'm going to work on the blades. Silver for the eagle would be pretty, as well as this part, and then maybe blue up there. That would definitely, and I've got a lot of bright blues, so it would definitely be a nice pop of color. I mean, I feel like red is kind of predictable. And it's fun whenever it's not necessarily the predictable. It's not quite the predictable look. So I think blue is right. I think blue and silver is actually, especially because it's such a contrast with all the green and the yellow and browns. And it kind of matches his helmet too, so. But not quite, because he's got a much paler, it's much more aqua pale blue. So yeah, I think that's what I would do. Thank you, Andrew. This is like the second stream that you've popped in on and helped me with color choice. Should just start sending me screenshots of like what I plan on coloring and be like, hey, I don't know what to do with this. What do you think? And stick in the credits at the end. Color choice by Andrew. Okay. Axes is done, and spears are mostly done. There we go. Yep, that would be really cool. I'll get you a color wheel and I'll clip it in at the beginning. Here's Andrew spinning the wheel of color. And for the silver of the bird, we are going to. I'm going to use a glitter pen. Because you know why? I can. I also haven't used this glitter pen in a while. And glitter pens will dry up and get crusty if you don't use them. Just like my aunt. Excellent. So we have a nice silver eagle. And it's time. I was going to do this blue, silver, but I think I'm going to do it blue now. Just because I want a little bit more of the brightness. So I'm going to start with true blue. And since this is supposed to be furry, I'm going to go in with this and sort of just do squiggly lines to sort of mock a furry look. Use a little violet blue in here as well, which will also help sort of give it some color, but also some layers and depth. I'm going to go in with cloud blue and just sort of blend all of that down here. Alright, there we go, that's nice and bright. Now that leaves Duncan. So for Duncan, I'm going to use for his for his helmet muted turquoise. It's going to be the first layer that I put down, which is a much darker turquoise. But I'm going to add some lighter shades to it, so will help add some variance to it so that it's not quite the same blue, but it's also not quite as turquoise as the original toy was. And I'm going to use Caribbean Sea. Let's go in and sort of blend that with the muted turquoise. So I'm giving a slightly darker blue helmet, but that's okay. So I want it to really contrast with that. Oh, I'm sorry, Todd. That's unfortunate. Hello, Duchess. Lovely to see you. Thank you for popping in today. I hope you're having a great day. Remind me, you have a video this evening, correct? I think that's right. I'm going to use red for this. Whatever these are on his helmet, I've seen them both portrayed as just sort of like rivets, but I've also seen in some places where they look like lights or gears. So I'm just going to do them all red. You can decide what you think they are. Dealer's choice. Just want a little red to be in there. Now I'm going to do the bodysuit. I'm going to start with this light green, which is pretty close to what I used. It actually is one of the colors I used for the wall, but I'm going to go in and darken it up. But this is a good base color for his bodysuit. Excellent. Good. Okay. Sweet. I will. After I do this Duchess, I'm going to make dinner and then sit down to eat dinner. So I will be there. So. Right, I'm going to go in, and this is green ochre, and this is a much darker brownish green almost. I'm just going to use this to go in and do the shade on like the musculature. I think that's the word. I feel like that's the word I want. That might be the wrong word. So if you are an English major and that was not the proper word to use musculature, I apologize. But you will survive. It's the internet, and there are far worse things happening than me misusing musculature. Alright, I'm now going to go in with line fill and just sort of green it up a little bit more, since that the green ochre has so much of a like brown look to it. This isn't sort of the bright green that the figure was, but it's, to me, closer to what the cross cell art was. So, and it's a way to have him be green without it blending as much into all the greens I used for the wall. And here we go. And he has not lost his thick thighs to the floor. So, accomplishment. Although I just see here that I missed his armpit, so we can fix that really quick. Alright, so he has reddish brown boots, and the shorts are like brownish red. So I'm just going to go in with the burnt ochre. And this is espresso. I just want to mispronounce it the way most people mispronounce espresso. But I'm just going to go in and sort of add a little bit of depth to the fur of his shorts. And then for the boot, and for the fur that lines his armor, I'm going to use the espresso as the main, sort of the main ground for it. And I'm going to go in with the dark brown. The shorts are done. Oh. Technically, I think I missed the arm based on how it was drawn, but this is supposed to be all orange. So we're just going to pretend that's all armor, and the artist didn't draw the armor weird. And for the first color on the armor, I'm gonna go with lemon yellow. Alright, I'm going to go back in with the Spanish orange. Use that to sort of shape it. And now I'm going to go in with canary yellow. Yeah, yep, getting there. We've got the skin, the belt, and I'm gonna go in and do just a little shading in a few places on the armor. I'm gonna use this vermilion orange, which is a really reddish orange, but it goes really well with sort of the color of the armor. Just gonna use that to shade a few spots in to help his armor pop just a little bit more. But I'm definitely not going to finish in time to sort of start the trap jaw in the Zor one, but that's okay. I can save that page for another day. I also didn't expect I would finish this one early enough to do something else, but I just like to have an extra page to be safe. And especially since I want to finish all of the pages from this book in 2024, it's a good idea to have them ready so that I can work on them. I'm making pretty good headway, actually. I haven't counted recently, but I've like, they're like 69, 68, 69 pages. And of those, I think I'm at 32 total. So that's pretty good we're about halfway through the year. Well, a little bit over half. But for being a little over halfway there, to be that far along is pretty good. So, and now that I'm not having to film shorts so that I have a short every day, I'll be able to work on some of the other things, so that I can do some longer content here and there. No, this is one of the pre-filmation pages, so no mustache for Duncan in this one. I mean, in theory, I could probably add it, but at the same time, his face is a lot skinnier than Duncan's normally is, so just gonna let it be mustacheless. Clean shave. It's no shave. It's shave like December after no shave November in Eternia. So yeah, shaved his face. I'm also I'm gonna do the little sort of center here on his belt. I'm gonna do that red, like in the original cloth cell. And I think the Lords of Power version, that original prototype that they showed off, had the red belt gem or whatever it was supposed to be. So I'm gonna do that. Again, just another way to get a little bit of color in all of the golds and greens and browns. For his skin, I'm going to use eggshell as my base coat. This feels weird to call base coat for a non-painted formula. That's what it is. I'm not going to go in with pumpkin orange. I'm just sort of shade sort of the edges and where like the shadows around his nose would be and his cheeks. Now I'm going in with nectar. I'm going to start blending some of that out. And now I'm going to use a light peach and just to sort of go in around the eyes and the edge of the nose. And kind of blend everything together. Use a little white paint pen just for the gem right there. And because I want this helmet to be like super gold, I'm gonna put just a little suggestion of a reflection there. And then do the same sort of down the spine. And then I did get a little heavy-handed with the Prismacolor around the eyes. So I'm just going to go in with a black fine liner and sort of bring the edge of the nose and the eyes back. And that's not completely lost. All right. Well, hello, Stanley's Toy Channel. Thank you. Welcome. Yeah, I believe the Michael Halpern story Bible, I need to double check. I've actually got it printed out because I'm working on a project with that story Bible. But I believe that it is in there wherever it's in detail that Man-at-Arms is the goddess beckons him to get. I think she's still the goddess in that version. That's before she, or it's right when she becomes, they switched her over to sorceress on the Mattel side of things. I'm not sure if that came from Mattel, from Filmation, or if that's something they all came up with together. But I do know DC Comics works from the Michael Halpern story Bible. So, yeah, it's definitely something to dig into whenever I finally get around to making sort of my comprehensive Tila video. All right, it is done. Came out pretty good. To have the camera at a bit of an angle, so it doesn't quite. Some of the smaller details you're probably missing, but I wanted to make sure to get the whole page in and at the angle so you could see some of what's happening. And I'm going to take a picture of this and stick it on Instagram. Over on retro_toy_princess at Instagram. Follow me if you're not. I think everyone here is following me already on Instagram. So if you're part of the replay crew and you don't finish me, you don't follow me, come over there and you can see the finished page sort of taken from above. Yeah. And follow me there at that if you're interested, because that's where I do all those sort of channel news and updates for new videos. I'm also at Allison_of_Troy on Instagram. You can also follow me there. That has channel stuff, but it also has other stuff. So every so often my political stuff will pop up over there. If you don't care about that, don't follow me there. I mean, you can follow me there, but if you don't want to see it, don't. Sometimes that will spill over. Part of the reason to have the two spaces is you can choose your adventure. But I don't put a lot of politics in general on Instagram. That's kind of where I escape from it. So on both accounts, but sometimes it'll bleed over. So feel free to follow me. Let's see. Tomorrow, the last daily short hit is released at 4 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Again, as mentioned at the top of the stream, there is a playlist that says 365 days of daily shorts. It does have 368 because, again, during Christmas, I got a little eager and did a few extra shorts a few days there. But it'll all be there. If you obviously you've missed them. I'm probably the only person who's been able to watch all of them, and that's because I upload them. So go check them out. Some good stuff there. And then tomorrow at 10 a.m. I've got a Mask Wave 1 video launching, which is a scan of the Mask poster that was packed in with Wave 1 toys. I scanned it and sort of turned it into a Kinder booklet so that you can check those out. So that goes live tomorrow as well. And tomorrow at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, I will be doing a live stream to celebrate 1 year on YouTube. I'll have some guests and we'll be hanging out and talking. And if I can finish the editing of it, I will have like a little 4 to 5 minute time-lapse coloring thing at the top of that live stream for everyone to enjoy. So if I can finish editing it, if not, it'll release later, but we're still going to hang out and celebrate doing this crazy YouTube thing for a year. And then Sunday morning, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, an hour earlier than normal, I'll be here with the Toy Sorceress from Toy Habits, and we're going to color some Super Friends. So I think that's everything. Thank you so much, Todd. I appreciate you, and I appreciate everyone who hung out and talked and chatted and colored. I will see you. Yeah, that's a YouTube thing. I will see you in the next one. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe if you haven't, even though I'm pretty sure everyone here has. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. Allison Troy, Retro Toy Princess, out.